we need to have a look at race number 8 right now, and it's over the 1,650 metres and is a Class 2 event. Savaquin goes around at the top of the book. Alexi Bedell rides for John Size, and the pacifiers go on again. Berlin Tango, he is having his 6th go on the all-weather. He's a 1-time winner, whereas Cheng Cheng Prince is a 4-time winner course and distance. Everyone's Delight has had 2 starts course and distance for a win and a 4th. Rise Brethren, he wears pacifiers for the first occasion. Apache Pass hasn't raced since the 5th of March and had 2 trials. True Legend failed on the turf last time but has good all-weather form. Champion Dragon coming back from the turf 1800 to 1650. Handsome 12 placed in Class 1 on this surface 2 runs ago. Superwind Dragons never won past 1,200 metres. Galaxy Witness is backing up since running 10th in the Derby, and Havana Gila comes up in grade after winning his last 2 in Class 3. So good field here, Nick. 1650 is the trip, so it's not a massively long run down to the winning post, but True Legend does like to go forward.
Yeah, he does, and so too do a couple of others as well. Obviously, True Legend is partnered here by Angus Chung, who did go forward on him a few starts ago when able to win. But you've got horses like Champion Dragon, who is drawn in 11, so he's going to be a little bit wider than some, but he does like to press forward. Probably not essential with him, but he can lead. Havana Gila, we saw boss a smaller field last time out, but again, I don't think it's a necessity that he has to lead exactly. And Everyone's Delight is a horse who Paul has been seen to best effect off the front, so I don't think there'll be any loafing.
No, definitely won't. And Cheng Cheng Prince is another one that can lead, but just with his draw, he's going to be out in the outside fence if he goes forward. So that's why I thought they'd just try and get a bit of cover with him. So it's going to really suit horses like Galaxy Witness, Berlin Tango, Rise Brethren and Savaquin, the back runners.
Going to stay with some form right now, because Havana Gila is looking to make it 3 in a row, and Nick spoke to his jockey. It is Sylvester de Souza.
Sylvester, Havana Gila is one of your rides on Wednesday night, an all-dirt meeting at Sha Tin, and this horse has really started to excel on the surface.
Yeah, he has really turned the corner around, the horse is in good form, I believe, and he's come to this race with a chance,
On that last run, Sylvester, it was a relatively small field. On paper, it looked like a straightforward task. Did it feel like that within the race for you on board this horse?
Yes, and I just rode him like he was the best horse in the race, and I didn't give any chances, and he jumped out sharp, pressed the lead, took over when I went to, and he kept going.
He's got a rising grade. Where do you sit as far as that's concerned? He clearly is upwardly mobile, lightweight as well. There are a few factors positive for him.
Yeah, it's a few factors in his favour, and I think the positive side, we carry low weight, and he's a horse in form. He likes the weather, and he got a kind gait, and he's a horse he can go forward or just puts it behind the leaders.
He just looks very progressive, doesn't he, on this surface?
He has, and he's very fertilised, and he could go on the turf, or he could go as he do well in the weather.
So that is Sylvester. Let's have a look at this race a little closer now, Nick. He's only the horse in this race is Havana Gila that we are going to focus on. We do see a number other of them run on the evening. Yes, we can out here. Also, Sky Supreme and Eremo all finish in behind him. He's been so good down in grade. Can he repeat it up in class, though?
Oh, there'll be many out there that tell you that he can, going up in grade, and that'll be the time to catch them. But look, it was a small field, as you can see here, and he was by far the best horse in the race. They've put him up £7 officially, but he will take 14 off, given that he is up in grade. So look, he's lightly weighted, he's in form. You'd be hard pushed to say he can't, Paul.
No, definitely. I've included him. I have got one to beat him, but he's definitely in there for me, and the lightweight's going to help him. He's just got to come up and do it up in grade.
Here's his report card, Paul. You can see there the all-weather 4 starts, 2 wins and a 3rd.
Yeah, and those 2 wins have been his last 2 starts as well. He did have his first 2 runs on the all-weather when he ran 5th and a 3rd, then had 3 runs on the turf. They did stretch him out to 1,800 metres, but those 2 wins have been over the 1,650 here, and he did win them nicely.
Yeah, he certainly did, and he's a horse that's putting together a good profile on the surface.
It's a tick for Havana Gila. Now, this replay here has a stack of horses coming out of it. Everyone's Delight is on the inside. We've got Handsome 12, he's back in the field and ends up running 2nd. Apache Pass, this is his last race day appearance. Cheng Cheng Prince, he's the big grey, can't miss him. Savaquin is racing in behind horses in the yellow colours. Superwind Dragon, 1650 hasn't been his most favourable distance. Berlin Tango and True Legend is up on the speed. It looks more like racing to archery at the moment than racing to win here. Nick, There are so many of them out of this race. I'll leave it to you to which one you talk about.
Well, first of all, you're probably better off marking the ones that weren't running in this. But that said, look, plenty of horses coming through this race. Look, I didn't mind the run of Apache Pass. He's actually presenting fresh. I know he's not the best horse fresh, but I didn't mind this run. There was precious little between them at the line. Chang Prince has run another nice race. You've got Handsome 12 in there as well. Look, it's a hard one, I think, to pick the bones out of there, Paul, because they've all finished so close.
Yeah, they did. They did finish in a bunch. If you're an archer, you're in trouble looking at those arrows. But I can tell you that I like Handsome 12 out of that race. I mean, he did run second in Class 1, and he's now back down here in this grade.
I'd like your idea. Telecom Fighters would have been the only one that didn't get a mark on that race. Off to Chungfa now, Paul. Superwind Dragon, no issues whatsoever with the surface. He's the only one out of this, so it's nice and easy to highlight him. But the distance.
That's the query for me, the distance. He's drawn 1, so he might just get back a little bit on the inside as well. Like, he was on the cusp because he's obviously, we know he really enjoys it, but yeah, the 1650, just a little query for me.
Yeah, minor placed over the course and distance. There he is, trialling quite nicely. Look, I think he might have had his birthday already this season. He's won 3 from 7, and I think it takes not that he isn't a decent type of horse, but it takes a special kind of horse to try and keep going, I think, after all that success.
Maybe a watch on Superwind Dragon then. Off to the trials we go now. Nick, this won't be a watch for you. It's Galaxy Witness. Down the track in the Derby last time, he comes back to the all-weather, which he has raced on in the past, and he ran 3rd that night. And the first was over 1,200 metres as well, so it's the first time over 1,650.
Yeah, I think he'll stay fine. There was obviously a bit of chat regarding him staying before the first leg of the 4-year-old series, which I think he came through quite well, and then obviously he was better still, I think, in the Classic Cup. So trip not a concern. He clearly handled the surface on his only start. Trainer, jockey, both in form. I think you could do worse than get a bit of value with this guy on Wednesday night. Yeah,
I've included him as well. I like the trial. He's a horse that does work well on the surface. So we've seen the really good form coming out of that 4-year-old series already.
We sure have, and that is a Galaxy Witness. Now, Paul, Rise Brethren having his second start for Jamie Richards. He's been switched across to the all-weather for the first time. He's a horse that has won 1,800, 2,000 and 2,200. Can he win over the 1,650 on this surface?
I think he can. He won over 1,600 at Punchestown before he got here as a 2-year-old on a soft track. So, look, it was absolutely sloppy here. And it could even be this tomorrow, on Wednesday night. Look, I thought it was a really nice, quiet trial from him. He wasn't pushed out at all. And if he handles the surface, I think he could be a good each-way bet.
Yeah, pacifiers going on. I think that's just a matter of sort of precaution, i.e. the surface with putting that headgear on. But look, he's a decent type of horse, and if he can bring some of that good turf form, he's got to be a player.
OK, so keep a tick on Rise Brethren. Champion Dragon, Nick, his track work. He's a very flashy-looking chestnut. Just one start on the all-weather. He ran 5th in it.
Yes, which he was beaten 5 3/4 lengths, so that was back in February of last year. Last time out, beaten 8 lengths, so he was well held. I'd have to pass him over this time.
Yeah, from that wide draw, it just worries me with all the pace underneath him.
We'll scrub him and go straight to your tips.
There we go. I'm going to go Rise Brethren and make him the each-way play here in this race. Really open race. Heaven Aguila's got the form. Handsome 12 and Galaxy Witness 5, 12, 9, 11.
Yeah, I've gone Galaxy Witness in this. I'll keep the faith with him. I've been a fan of his throughout, and I think on his second all-weather start, he might just be able to get his head in front. Heaven Aguila goes in for second. Rise Brethren, interesting runner on this surface, and Apache Pass, thrown him in. I think he can certainly run a race here. 11, 12, 5, 6.